Well, today I'm going to, we're going to keep it light. I mean, those of you who follow me know I just came out of hernia surgery about a week and 4 days ago. So I'm just going to do something very light. I think it's pretty interesting. I call it a Plumbers Birdhouse. I just plumber parts, some wood, and we're going to make something really decorative and real simple. Anybody could do. So let's measure out a couple of things here, and then we'll cut the wood up. And I'll show you what we're going to do. Well, we're going to make a base for this to sit on. So we're going to cut that right here. Actually, we're going to make two of these, one for the top, one for the bottom. And that'll cover up these holes here. And the birds will go through here and nest in there. So that's going to be pretty cool. Let's do that. Okay. And we'll double it up, cut another one. One for the top, one for the bottom. Mark that out. Same size. And it's not really that important to be so specific about measurements. It's all going to get screwed together. Real simple. So let's cut this. Get this cut up. So this is the bottom one. That'll fit right there. And this will be the top piece. Goes like that. And then we'll put the back on it. And we'll make it like a rooftop. And we can put a screw here and hang it and put it somewhere. So let's do that. Okay, we have the little roof drawn out there. You can see how easy this is. We'll cut that out. And then I sort of give it a false roof. And then what we could do is we'll bridge this out with some, some of the moldings of what we have. And we could put seed there. So let's cut this. Well, you can see we have some screws here holding that bottom piece on. And we got to do this one. Now the way to do it real simply to get it just right. You put this on here like this. And you put the top on it like that. Pretty cool. Looking like something already. So let's drill some holes in here and get this on. Make a mark here. Take a marker. Just mark that out there. So you know where to put the screws. What I'd like to do is make another mark on the bottom there. Real easy. Real simple. There you go. Now you can see right there. We'll put 3 holes and then come to the back and screw this other piece on. Let's do that. There you go. Now you know when you're screwing from the back, of course it'll be lined up with that plumber's fitting there. And we have the 3 holes right back there. It'll be perfect. So, get those screws in there. There you go. So, we got that screwed on. Now we'll slip this in. Should fit perfect. Look at that. Right in there, we'll line it up. That's about right there. And there you go. We'll get it painted up. We'll decorate it a little bit. I got some artificial flowers and stuff. And that attracts the birds, the colors. So that'll be nice. So what I have here are these are some paint sticks. I always save paint sticks for projects. And this is going to be great because what we're going to do is I'm going to put this wrapper around here. And it'll be like a little guide to hold the seeds in here. And that will attract the birds, and you never know, somebody might just move in. So let's cut this out and nail them on. Pretty simple. Put that right there. Make a line there. And we'll cut that off. We'll put one here, one here. We'll set there. Let's get this front nailed on here. As you can see, it's going to be like a little shelf in there to hold the seat in. And it kind of trims it off nicely. Makes it look neat. So, that's what plumbers are. They're pretty neat. Amazing way they work. I've done some plumbing in my time. And believe me, I give a lot of respect to plumbers. It certainly is not, a job that you can just become a professional at. You got to work at it. Be an apprentice for a while and work at it. I'm sure lots of you have done your drains before when they get clogged up. It's quite a job. So, and sometimes you can make it worse. So it's best to call the plumber, right? Okay, we're looking good here. Put maybe two more here. Looking like something now. What we're going to do is mount this when we get it all painted. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to paint it two different colors. But that's going to look pretty neat. Check it out. Nice little birdhouse. Real simple. Not much to it. So we're just going to sand it up, make it look, smooth. Let's pull this out of here. And we'll sand up all the edges. And the paint will stick really nice to it. Get the splinters out of there. But it's a great project. You don't really have to fuss with it and make such precise measurements. It's really easy. And they're nice projects. They go pretty quick. They keep you busy and make your yard look nice. I mean, something like this you can really decorate, and we're going to do that. And you can even hang it in your house as a knickknack. Something to be proud of. Things you can do on your own. It's pretty creative when you do things like that. And we'll paint it up nice. It'll look pretty good, actually. I like doing these small projects when, you're not really, you don't have your full energy. I was in the hospital for a while there, and when I got home, I had to really take it slow, take it easy. And, but it's hard to sit still and not do anything. So these are projects I like to do. At least you're doing something, you're moving around. Especially when you come home from surgery, you got to be careful sitting around. You can get blood clots, things like that. So you got to keep moving. And that's always been my motto. Keep moving, no matter what you're doing. So we'll get this all sanded up. And we'll get painting. Now for some painting, I cleaned it up pretty good. So I picked out this color for this. And then the background will be this green. And we'll paint all this green in here. And that'll give it a little contrast, make it look nice. And also going to put some decorative, I guess some kind of vines or some kind of flowers. Just to bring it out, make it look like a, nice project. So let's paint this first, this plastic. There's no need to sand or prepare that, just the PVC. So let's spray that up and let that dry. And we'll get working on this one. But it's going to look pretty nice. I don't want to put too much on there. Of course, it's probably going to peel with the weather eventually. But just give it a light coat. It doesn't take much for a paint to stick to plastic PVC. I've done that so many times before. So we'll give it another coat. But it actually looks like terracotta. It's really nice, actually. Beautiful color. And then with that green color, wow. It's going to be a nice little project here. What do you think so far? I think it's going to work perfect. I really like this color. All right. Put that over there. We'll start painting this one. All right. This is a nice green. I really like this green color. What is it? I don't even know. It says like a laurel green, but it looks more like a sage green, light sage, which is really nice. If you saw my other videos, I painted my bedroom sage green. Wow, what a difference it made. Really nice. So let's get this painted up. Wow, it looks good already. I mean, for a little project, it's a lot of fun to do. I mean, it's really reasonable. I mean, these fittings cost me like 10 bucks. And it makes an unusual looking birdhouse. Definitely you could put your signature on it. Something you did, make you feel good about it. Of course, you can buy birdhouses really cheap, but when you make your own, it's just part of your landscape. And I like doing that around here, as you can see. I do everything here myself. And it's like, here's your signature. Makes you feel good. Wow, I think that's going to look pretty good, actually. Paint the back here. Nice. You get some air. Yeah, I'll do a little close-up here. You can see the paint's really nice on it. Really does look good. For a small project, anybody can do. It's really quite easy to do. Really rewarding when you do something like this. And it's great. PVC and a couple of pieces of wood. Nothing difficult. No 45 degrees, none of that stuff. Which makes projects a lot easier. So we'll let this dry. We'll put it together and we'll continue decorating it. I'm going to show you some good ideas. Well, what we need to do when we put this inside the birdhouse, the frame, we got to drill a hole back here so we can get a screw in there, come out the back, so it doesn't fall out. So let's do that now. Put a screw hole right here. All right, not too difficult. Now we'll get a screw, go in there, and it'll be mounted perfectly. How about that? You can see the little hole through there. You can see the light in there. You see it there? That's it. I'm going to put a screw in here and go right into the backing board. And this way it can't blow out of there and come out of there. That'll be great. How about that? Yep, it's in there. Look at that. We'll finish up decorating a little bit. It's going to be really nice. Well, this is the fun part. So let's get it decorated and hang it up on the porch. I gave that little wrench look there, and it make it look like a real plumber's birdhouse. So let's continue decorating it and hang it up on the porch. It'll look really nice.